Good morning, all my Stampin' friends. This is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Colorado in a small rural town by the name of Keensburg. Today is another Terrific Tuesday card. I've had a couple of requests for some sympathy cards. Those are cards we never like to have to make, but unfortunately, life is life, and that is what happens. So today we're going to use, we're going to make this card. Again, I'm still using up some of my old retired stash. Most of the stuff on here is current with the exception of the designer series paper that I'm using for the background and for the butterfly. And our sentiment for the front says, with heartfelt sympathy, and in the inside it's sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. And then I also have a decorated envelope. Okay. So for today, the stamp set we're using is actually in our new annual catalog. It's called Inspired Thoughts, and I'm using the Sympathy greetings. This is a very nice all-around greeting set. If you're needing a stamp set that has sentiments and greetings on it, this is a great one to use, and it is a bundle. Today I'm not doing anything with the bundle. We're also using a couple of die sets. These are also current. This one is the Brilliant Wings Butterfly set. Love this set. There's another piece that goes with it, but for today we're going to use this larger butterfly, and then for the inside of our card we're using this smaller image. And then a new set that's in our annual catalog is the Scalloped Contours. Again, this comes with a stamp set, but today we're just using the dies. I've been using these a ton. I love the scallops. I love the stitching. And today the only one we're using is this second one from the largest. And that's what we're going to be stamping our greeting on. Our ink color for today is Blackberry Bliss. I'm just using a Stampin' Spot because we're just doing mostly Stamparatus work. And the materials that we're using for our embellishments, we're going to be using the matte black dots, which are just different. They do come in two different sizes, and so I've used these quite a bit. We have a Whisper White piece that we cut out with our framelit. Now, I think if you were going to cut this out, you need about a 3.5 by 4 inch piece. We have a card base of Blackberry Bliss. Again, this is our standard size of 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And we will just fold this on the score line. We have a piece of basic black. This is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That's our backing piece. A piece of designer series paper. As I said, this is a retired paper. This was actually featured in the celebration promotion. It was called Oso Ombre, and I earned several packs of it, so I'm trying to use it up. This is 5 by 4 1/4. And for the inside, we have a piece of Whisper White, 5 by 4 1/4. So to start off with, we're going to do get our stamping done. And I have the greeting for the inside mounted on the Stamparatus. We'll put down the magnet. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way so I have a little bit more room between my table and my camera. I like to put the stamp set there. It gives me a little cushion and a little bit more stability on for inking up my stamp. And we will, as always, ink this up. I just inked this stamp. Whoop. Got it going the wrong direction, ladies. Sorry, I better turn it around. This I forgot. I'm switching it. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that's a nice image. And then for the front, I'm gonna just flip this around. Nice thing about the Stamparatus, you can get more than one image at a time, which saves you time. So this is, let me make sure I lined this up correctly. Yes, I have. So just line your scallop up. I happen to have a little, this is not a Stampin' Up! Piece, but it just kind of keeps everything away from the corner. And so I just line my scalloped edges up against that. We're going to ink up our sentiment for the front. And there we go. The only other stamping we have to do is I wanted to decorate the envelope as I usually do. And I just have a little butterfly. This is actually out of a different set, and I'm sorry I didn't bring it in. It's actually a retired set. Just ink that up. I'll put my little rubber band around my lid to keep my lid on my Stampin' Spot. And we will stamp our butterfly. I will tell you, this is a card that we will be doing at our class, which is next Friday. I've heard from, we're gonna have very nice classes. I still have no one signed up for the Thursday night class, which is perfectly fine, but I have that whole class is available, and I think I have 2 spots left on the Friday afternoon from 2 to 4 class left. Everything else is already filled. Okay, now we just go about putting everything together. Let me see if I make sure that I didn't leave my little butterflies, and I did, in my envelope. So I forgot to show you, you'll also have 2, also in the packet I have 2 of the butterflies. This is the large one for the front, and of course this small one is gonna go on the inside. Okay, so I think we'll just glue this little one down on the inside first. For that, I'm going to just use my green cap glue. And I'm not going to be real fussy about getting it everywhere. I'm just going to kind of dab it in some of the larger spots where you can put glue. And again, you don't need much with this glue. It sticks with just the tiniest little bit of glue. Sometimes people who have trouble with this glue, it's because they think it has to be put on like Elmer's glue, and you really don't have to do that with this. It's a very strong glue. And I'm just going to put that down. And I sometimes use my silk mat to push it down just to keep any ink or any glue that might ooze out, it doesn't get on my hands. Okay, there we go. And then we'll build the front part of our card. So we have our black piece, which is our first layer on the card base, and then we have our designer series paper. And there's a very small gap between the edges on this paper, only about probably a 1/16, maybe scant 1/8 of an inch border. So I usually use my green cap glue because it lets me wiggle around, because sometimes my eyes, they're getting bad, they're getting worse, and I can't always judge my distances very well. So this way, if I get it really far off, I have enough time to wiggle it. I don't think that looks too bad. Definitely when you're using the green cap glue, you just use a little bit on your designer series paper, because it will, if you overuse it, it will make it kind of warp, curl up a little bit. Okay, and then we will take this piece and we will place it on our card front. And again, you're going to have a card base. You're going to have a very narrow image, can't talk today. Very slim margin once again. So here I go with my green cap glue. It's not raining right now up here on the hill on the farm, but let me tell you, we had a wonderful, beautiful rain last night, and my husband is ecstatic because, boy, the irrigation situation is not good this year, and he's so thankful that at least he's going to get one good round of watering, and with all this rain, so he's just thrilled. And we really didn't have any snow, thankfully. I'm just done with snow, but we just had such a beautiful, soft, gentle rain, and you can tell things are beginning to get a little bit soaked up. I don't think it'll last long once the sun starts coming out, but it was really very, very nice. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with our larger butterfly as far as just gluing it down in the middle. And I don't know if it'll even show on the camera, but the back of this paper, let me get you where you can see, is actually a green. And it kind of gives you a green tone when you put it on the white. And I kind of like that. I played around with actually making the backing sheet green, the green to match instead of the black, but I didn't, it was just a little too bright and I didn't like it for a sympathy card. But I don't mind the green. If you don't like the green kind of giving that green reflection, then what you do is you glue this thing, you glue your butterfly down flat. I'm only going to put glue on the larger areas, and I like my wings to kind of be able to flap up a little bit. Kind of looks like maybe he's about ready to fly off. Oops. And as I said that, what did I just do? You know what? I have another one. We'll let that dry, and I'll do it on another card. This one's not quite as green, and I actually have a couple of little things that didn't pop out. Sorry, I didn't mean to put glue on the other edge of that butterfly, and I did. So let's just see if I have any others. Okay, now what we're doing is we're putting it in the middle, and that's all we're doing. We're not putting it everywhere. Hello, Sherry. Are you awake? And then I just placed it on here. I did get a little glue on the antenna because they're quite delicate. Okay, and then we are going to, as usual, put on dimensionals. I'm pretty sure, yeah, on this back piece. I've been kind of busy around the house. I'm trying to get all my new stuff organized. I found a new software program that's going to help me track everything that I have, and the neatest thing about it is it's called Evernote, and it is a little bit complicated and you have to kind of work at it. I actually had someone that kind of gave me a mini tutorial and is helping me with it, but the nice thing I like about it is I enter in all my stuff that I have, and then say I'm doing a card and I'm looking for a saying for either for you or thanks or something like that. And I spend a lot of time looking because I have a lot of stamps, but I can never seem to find the actual greeting that I want. But with this Evernote program, all you have to do in the search bar is you type in, say the word thanks. You type in your current product, and it will bring up every single stamp set that I own that has the word thanks in it. So it eliminates me having to search through 100 and some stamp sets for the word that I want. So I can even put every single thing I have in my craft room. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point because it just does take, it takes a little bit of time, but so far I'm absolutely loving it, and I want to really get started even more on that. I can even put in my papers, everything, so it's pretty cool. So now I've got my butterfly on there, I've got my dimensionals on the back, and we're just going to center this in the center of our front layer. Okay, then we're going to put on our dots. And so what I did, I took one of the larger dots, clean up just a smidge here. I took one of the larger dots and I put it on the, I think I'm going to do a little bit different this time. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle. And then I'm going to take one of the smaller dots and put it at the top. The big dot is almost too large for the very top of this butterfly. Okay, so that gives me two embellishments. Now, as you know, I always like to work in the rule of three, which means you use an odd number. So I'm going to take a large one and I'm going to put it down here. And then I'm going to take a couple of the smaller ones and put them here. have left to do is we have to put our greeting on the inside, and for that I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Again, I'll have to start it because it's been laying in here. I want to thank everyone who took the time to watch my last video. I'm trying to get a few more subscribers and maybe a few more views. So I'm trying to keep the videos kind of short because I don't want you having to think you have to spend the whole day to watch one of my videos. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but I do make an effort. So I appreciate it. If you know somebody that might be interested, let them know. Share my video. Give me a like or whatever just to help me get started and keep my channel up and going. Okay, I'll be honest with you, my eyes are so bad, the watering's so bad this morning, I can't tell you at all if that's straight, but I think it's pretty close. I actually have a little bit of glue or something on there. Okay, that's it, ladies. That's our card for today. There's the one we just made. Here's the one that I made earlier, and as always, all the materials and everything for this card with the measurements and everything will be on my blog, which is simplylovestampin.com. If you would like to place an order or have anything you want to look at, you can go to my online store, which is sherrymini.stampinup.net, and I'll always have my email there. You can email me with any questions or anything. Again, thank you to everyone who signed up for the class. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody and having a nice size class. So have a great rest of the day. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.